أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. وصلى الله على أشرف الخلق وأعز المرسلين المبعوث رحمة للعالمين سيد الخلائق أجمعين أبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. صلى الله عليه وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. عظم الله أجورنا وأجوركم بمصابنا بأبي عبد الله الحسين عليه السلام. Respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This year we started our program speaking about the importance of having a mission in life, the importance of having a vision. Then we spoke about the mission and the vision of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam in Karbala. We stopped last night with a Q&A session, and I believe some people were a bit confused, asking what happened. Mission, vision, the mission and vision of Imam al-Hussein, then what? You see, the Q&A was very important for one reason. We have a mission. As Shia of the Ahlul Bayt, we have a mission. This mission is to represent the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This mission is the same mission of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, to reform in religion. Al-Islah, to reform in the religion of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. We have some wrong things or wrong traditions that we follow in religion. We have some wrong principles sometimes that exist in this religion. Some people view this religion in a wrong way. Now, if you go and speak to non-Muslims somewhere around this city, for example, and you tell them, what do you know about Islam? What's the first thing that comes to their mind? Terrorism, death, blood, killing, and so on. Correct? So reforming the religion is very much needed today. This is our mission. Okay, what about, do we have a vision? Do we have a vision to perform this mission or not? The Q&A was for me to see how this community is thinking. What are the main questions that they are thinking about? Through these questions, I can understand the mentality of the people, the mentality of the crowd. What's the things that they are interested in and how to approach them. Remember the Holy Trinity that we spoke about, time and place, and the way you approach things. Through the Q&A, I am able to find the best way to approach the topics that we're going to speak about in our, if you want to call it, Reformation movement, educational Reformation movement. For Reformation to take place, it has to start from you, from yourself. It has to start from within. You have to build yourself. You have to reform yourself. And this is why, from now to the end of Muharram, we have to concentrate on the attributes of the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To reform ourselves first, to see the qualities that we need to have as true Muslims in order for us to be successful in the Reformation movement that we have. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He speaks about His servants, and inshallah if we have time at the end, we'll answer a few questions if we have time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He speaks about His servants, He says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَعِبَادَ الرَّحْمَنِ الَّذِينَ يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. And the servants of the Most Merciful are those who walk upon earth easily, and when the ignorant address them, they say words of peace. You know, the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are unlimited. Same as the attributes of Allah are unlimited. There's no limit for the attributes of Allah, and there's no limits for the names of Allah. But what we know the names that are mentioned in the Quran, Al-Asma'ul Husna, that usually we say 99 names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From these 99 names, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala linked the servant to the name Ar-Rahman. Allah, the name Allah, it includes all the names of the divine essence of existence, Al-Dhat al-Muqaddasa. The second name after Allah comes Ar-Rahman. There's two names that are similar to each other, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. They come from the same root word, which is rahama. However, they differ in their form. Ar-Rahman in Arabic grammar is on the pattern of fa'lan, while Ar-Rahim is on the pattern of fa'il. Now the intensity, they say in Arabic grammar, the intensity in fa'lan is higher than the intensity in fa'il, which means that the intensity of the mercy in Ar-Rahman is higher than the intensity of the mercy in Ar-Rahim. And this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala linked the servants to his name Ar-Rahman, to show that the relation between him and his creation is based on mercy, and to show that the essence of existence or the cause of existence is mercy, and the spirit of religion is mercy. The spirit of religion is not punishment. The spirit of religion is not fear. It's not based on fear or punishment. It's based on mercy. The religion is a religion of mercy. And this is why when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to send a prophet to us, He defined this prophet or introduced his prophet by saying, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. And we have not sent you, Ya Rasulullah, except as a mercy to the whole world. Not to this world, not to this creation, but to everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says illa, except, it shows that there's only one reason for sending the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There's only one obligation for those who became the successors after Rasulullah, and that obligation is to spread the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to teach people how to be merciful. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Ya ayyuhan nabiyyu inna arsalnaka shahidan wa mubashiran wa nadhiran wa da'iyan ila Allah bi'idhnihi wa sirajan munira. O Prophet, indeed we have sent you as a witness through mercy, through the mercy of Allah, and as a bringer of good tidings and warner. You bring good news and you warn through mercy. And one who invites to Allah, you invite to Allah through being merciful. Every action that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam performed is linked to the mercy and is linked to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kataba ala nafsihi ar-rahma, He decreed upon Himself to be merciful, He linked the servant to His name, the most merciful, and He said, wa ibadur rahman. This is the reason why He linked the servants to His name, ibadur rahman. Now when it comes to the qualities of these servants, ibadur rahman, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this verse He gives us two qualities or two attributes. The first attribute, He says, الَّذِينَ يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا, those who walk upon earth easily. The servants of the most merciful, they walk upon earth with humbleness and not with pride and arrogance. They're not arrogant when they walk. You know, scholars, when they look at this verse, they speak about what's the best way of walking as a Muslim. There's a certain rulings that they mention on how to walk as a Muslim. What's the best way to walk? For example, they say, is it better to walk looking down to the ground or looking in front of you? Is it better to walk slowly or to walk fast? Okay, different rulings. What I understand from this verse, regardless of the rulings that they mention, is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He says walk upon earth easily, Allah wants you to walk upon earth in the way that you are created. Meaning, Allah doesn't want you to be fake in the way you walk. Let me give you an example. Some people, when they become religious, they are still in their youth time or youth age. You find them walking down, their back is down, right? Walking slowly to show that they are religious. Or when they stand, they want to pray, they pray looking down and the back down, looking to the floor, very slow, just to show that they are religious. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He doesn't want you to fake it. if we can use this term, to be fake. Be yourself. Be yourself. Okay? If you are in your youth age, walk properly, walk in a good way, and represent yourself as a Muslim. On the other side, you'll find some people, especially some of the brothers, during their youth time, especially if they build few muscles, they start walking, spreading their arms around, frowning, and looking at everyone, trying to scare people around them. This is a fake walk. This is you're showing an image and you're trying to hide the weakness that you have inside of you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He doesn't want you to be fake. الَّذِينَ يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا. It means that, or we can understand from it, that don't be fake. Be yourself and represent yourself in a way that doesn't contradict with the rulings of religion. Everyone is different. Everyone is different. So just be yourself. Luqman alayhi salam, when he advised his son, he said to him, as mentioned in the Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَلَا تَمْشِ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَحًا. And don't walk upon earth with pride. Don't show off. Don't be arrogant when you walk. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ كُلَّ مُخْتَالٍ فَخُورٍ. Allah doesn't like those who are arrogant. Be humble. If you are a Muslim, if you are a true believer, be humble in the way you walk on earth. Now when it comes to Sayyid al-Shuhada Abi Abdullah al-Husayn alayhi salam, there's a narration that we mentioned before, I think in the first night, where Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam, he says, ما مشى الحسين عليه السلام بين يدي الحسن قط. Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam never walked in front of Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam for once, although both of them were imams. But because Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam was the leader back then, Imam al-Husayn, he showed respect to the leader, and he was obedient to the leader of his time, or the Imam of his time. This shows how the Imam alayhi salam, or the Imam, teaches us how to walk on earth. On the other side, when he wanted to leave Medina and go to Mecca, and from Mecca to Karbala, you find Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam the first one, standing the first, and everyone is following him. Because at that time, he became the Imam, the leader. And as a leader, he has to be at the front, the first one to walk, in order for him to be a role model for others to follow. See the difference between someone who respects the leader when Imam al-Hasan was the leader, and someone who stands at the front when he is a leader to represent religion. These are different types of walking, if you can say. So when we look at this actions from Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam, we have to reflect on these two incidents. Sometimes the interest of Islam is for you not to be at the front. And sometimes the interest of Islam is for you to be at the front. It depends on the interest of Islam, on studying the time and place. And most importantly, for you to be obedient to the Imam of your time. Let me give you an example of someone who had a mission, but he didn't have a clear vision. Sulaiman al-Khuza'i. Have you heard of Sulaiman al-Khuza'i? He was one of the leaders in Al-Kufa. Sulaiman, he had a mission. He believed in the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. But he didn't have a clear vision or a clear insight. In Ma'rakatul Jamal, Imam Ali alayhi salam, he was looking around, he couldn't find Sulaiman. After Ma'rakatul Jamal finished, he went and he said to Sulaiman, why didn't you come to the battlefield? Were you waiting to see who is going to win, to know which side you're going to take? He was waiting to see who's going to win, trying to stay on the safe side. Okay? So he didn't walk with the Imam alayhi salam. During the time of Imam al-Hasan, when Imam al-Hasan signed the peace treaty with Muawiyah, Sulaiman, he decided to fight Muawiyah, to walk. So the opposite. When Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam went to Karbala, Sulaiman disappeared. Where is Sulaiman? After Karbala, Sulaiman decided to start Thawratul Tawwabin, where more than 3,000 people were killed in the battlefield without having any vision. So they walked, or this guy Sulaiman, he walked, but he didn't have a vision. He didn't have a vision. it's important to know the position that you need to take, and that position has to be in the interest of Islam. You don't have to always be at the front. You don't have to always be the leader. Sometimes you need to be an obedient follower for someone who you trust, for a leadership that you trust. It's very important to organize ourselves, brothers and sisters. We can't just be all leaders, right? It's impossible for us to be leaders. Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, they teach us, even if there's two, let someone take a position of leadership. And we need to be obedient to it if we can trust a leader. Alhamdulillah, look today, as Shia, I claim or I say that we have more loyalty to our maraja than some of the Shia that lived during the time of the Imams alayhim salam. One of our maraja, when he issued the fatwa to go out for jihad in Iraq, thousands of people went out to defend the land. And our leaders in different countries, when they speak and we believe in their wisdom and we see the victory that they bring to Islam, we are loyal to them. Okay? And this is what we need to learn, to organize ourselves, to be organized. And I believe the majalis of Imam al-Husayn, it teaches us how to be organized and how to become loyal to our leaders that we have and that we were ordered to follow. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Also from the verse, الَّذِينَ يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا, we can understand that it's not limited to the way you talk, but rather it can include the way that you deal with people. The way you deal with people. Because when you walk upon earth, you have to deal with other people. You are a social creature, whether you like it or not. There's a debate whether you are created as a social creature, and it's part of your nature, or because of the need that you find, you become a social creature. Regardless, you are a social creature today. You have to deal with others. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He wants you, when dealing with others, to deal with them through the mercy that He placed in your heart. To deal with them through the mercy. Same as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala linked the servant to His name, the Merciful, for them to receive this mercy, He wants them to spread this mercy when they deal with others. And never look down upon anyone. Never look down upon anyone, even the sinners. Let me tell you that. Usually, people are very aggressive against those who commit sins. And this is wrong. This is against the teachings of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. No one from us is perfect. No one. Don't pretend you're an angel and start becoming very aggressive when you see something wrong. No, be wise. I don't say accept the wrong things that they do. No, don't accept. We stand against the action and not the person. We dislike the action that is performed and not the person. We love everyone and we should love everyone, but we dislike the actions or the wrong actions that they perform. So take a negative stance against this action, but don't take a negative stance against the person himself. There's no complete evil in this life. There's no complete evil. In anything, there's no complete evil in this life. There's always a positive side that you can connect to. So connect to this positive side that you see in people and work gradually to change the negative things that you find in them. This can be included under the verse, الَّذِينَ يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا. A great example can be mentioned from the story of Karbala, from the story of Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam. You know, when Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam was walking towards Karbala, Al-Hurr and his army, they threatened the children of Abi Abdullah al-Husayn alayhi salam. They threatened the family of Abi Abdullah salamullahi alayhi. But while they were walking, Al-Hurr and his army were left with no water. No water at all. Imam al-Husayn, he found out that Al-Hurr and his soldiers, they have no water and they're going to die from thirst. What did he do, Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam? He went and he gave them water. He said to Al-Hurr, take this water, drink you and your soldiers. Not only that, he gave them water and he said, give water to the horses and the camels that you have with you, even the animals. This is the purified heart of Sayyid al-Shuhada Abi Abdullah al-Husayn alayhi salam. And this is the same heart that died from thirst in Karbala from the same people that he helped on the way there. See? But because he is from the servants of the most merciful, from Ibadur Rahman, Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, he dealt with them through the mercy that he represented as being the Khalifa of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. When Allah says, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ, also Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam is Rahma lil-Alameen. Rahma lil-Alameen through his actions and through the words and the way he used to talk with others. Then the second attribute, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. And when the ignorant address them, they say words of peace. We'll still have time to go, right? We'll continue. Doctor, he wants me to continue, so I'm going to continue. They said my lectures are short. I'll show you tonight how long it's going to be. You're going to tell me, message me, tell me, please make it short. Okay. Same as mercy covers the actions of the servants, it also covers the words that they say, the words that they use. They speak in an appropriate way with everyone, including those who they disagree with, and including their enemies. You see, to speak in a good manner with those who agree with you is easy. With your friends, with those who support you, it's easy to be good, to talk good. But to be good with those who are against you, with those who disagree with you, it's not easy. And what's more difficult is to talk in a good way with those who are trying to harm you. How hard is that? You know someone is harming you. You know someone is working to cause you some harm, and with that you talk with them in a good way. Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, he did that in Karbala. When he saw the army getting ready to fight him, to kill him, he said, أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ اسْمَعُوا قَوْلِي. Oh people, listen to me. وَلَا تَعْجَلُوا. And don't be quick. Don't be in a hurry to kill me. حَتَّى أَعِظَكُمْ بِمَا هُوَ حَقٌّ لَكُمْ عَلَيْهِ. Wait until I advise you, to preach you, because I have a responsibility to guide you. They are coming to kill him, and he is standing for the last moment trying to guide the people, trying to save them from hellfire. It's not out of fear. He wasn't in fear from death, but he wanted to save them from hellfire for the last moment. This is speaking in an appropriate way, even with those who are getting ready to kill you. This is Imam al-Hussein, salamullahi alayhi. The servants of the most merciful, they reach this level through struggling themselves, through tazkiyatul nafs, purifying the soul, through al-jihad al-akbar, the major jihad. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about the nafs, what does he say? وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. If you want to be successful, you need to purify the soul. The servants of the most merciful, when they purified their soul, they reached this level where they speak in an appropriate way with everyone, including their enemies. This is the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. And this is how we should present the Ahlul Bayt. If we want to reform in our religion, this is how we need to present the Ahlul Bayt. Salamullahi alayhim. They are like their grandfather Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, who used to only speak words of peace, even with his enemies. Not people who used to go around just cursing and swearing on people like some groups wish to advertise them or to show them. Unfortunately today, even some of the Shia, when you listen to them, they tell you the Imam alayhi salam, he said this and that. Wallah, a guy, if a junkie on the street, he would not speak in such a manner to people with the swearing words that they use. Someone wearing a turban, a big turban, calling himself Ayatullah, he sits down, he says, Imam Ali alayhi salam says, and continue the rest. You know the story, I'm sure. He speaks some disgusting words on the minbar. Is that Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam? Obviously, it's not. As the Sayyid said in his lecture, link the Ahlul Bayt or link the Imam back to the Quran. Link them back to the Quran. Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, They teach us how to be good people, right? To be good human beings, and not people who are just going around swearing and cursing left and right. This is wrong. Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, as we saw, even with his enemies, he was trying to guide them. If it's not possible to guide someone, the Quran suggests or advises us to say salama. To say salama. Either words of peace or to just say goodbye, in other words. There's no discussion between us. You see, sometimes you debate with someone and you find that they don't have a high level of intellect, or they don't have a good intellectual capacity to understand what you're going to say to them. It's better in that case not to debate. It's better to just move, to tell them Assalamu alaikum and see you later. That's it. This is what I do today with some people who debate. Sometimes they send questions debating. You are wrong. For example, they send, especially on social media, you are wrong, you Shia are going to hell, and so on. I'll tell him, this is how I answer. I'll say to him, yes, you're right. I'm wrong, you're right. Pray for Allah to guide me. Wassalamu alaikum. That's it. This is the best thing to do. No need to go into useless debate with people who are not up to this level of understanding. Yes, if you find someone ready to understand, ready to listen, then barakallah, you speak to them. You try to guide them. Otherwise, it's better to follow what the Quran says and say words of peace. This is what we learn even from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he used to go out at the beginning of the da'wah, beginning of Islam, some people used to follow him and say, Ja'a mudhammama. This is a very disrespectful word. Some of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ used to get upset, used to get angry, and some of them wanted to attack those who used to say this about the Prophet. The Prophet used to say to them, don't do anything. Stay calm. They are calling on mudhammama wa ana Abul Qasim Muhammada.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Let them say, let them talk, let them say whatever they want. I know myself. I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I rely upon Allah and I work for the sake of Allah. That's it. Don't worry about what people are saying. This, brothers and sisters, can be a lesson for us to learn from, to solve some of the social problems that we go through in our communities. In our communities in general, not here. Any community you'll face this social problem, where people backbite, where people spread rumors, where people try to put you down, and so on. No one is safe from this. No one is safe. You always get attacked. You always hear rumors, backbiting, and so on. How do you react to this? How do you react to the rumors and the backbiting? If someone comes and tells you, this guy is saying this and that about you, how do you react? Usually we get upset, we get angry, correct? We try to respond back, we try to spread rumors about the other side, we try to backbite them, okay? Or we try to justify. This will not help you in any way. This will make you more miserable than before. It doesn't solve any problem. You know what's the best way? And I'll tell you this from experience. Because you know, with turban heads, usually there's a lot of backbiting and rumors and that stuff. If you're active, if you're sitting at home doing nothing, no, everyone comes and pray for us. But if you're doing something, like they start throwing left and right, attacking. I used to get upset when I first started. Why are they talking like this? Because I think back then I was sincere in my work. So I was shocked. Why are they doing this? Why are they talking? But through time I learned a very important lesson. And this lesson is to ignore. This is the best lesson to do, to ignore. If you're doing something for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you are sincere in what you are doing, then let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fight for you. Let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take care of this affairs. And don't try to justify. Don't try to defend. Don't try to attack back, because this is what they want. When someone attacks you, they want you to react. Why would you react? Stay calm, continue what you are doing, put your head down and continue working. وَلِتَكُنْ مَشِيئَتَكَ, as they say in Christianity, and let it be as you wish, Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take care of your affairs. This is the meaning, or this is what we can learn also from قَالُوا سَلَامًا. Also, we can include under this verse قَالُوا سَلَامًا وَإِذَا خَطَبَهُمْ جَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. Some of the social gatherings that we sit in, some of the social gatherings that we have. You know, it's very recommended to sit together as believers, to visit each other, to have what we refer to as sahra, where you sit down. There's no problem in that. And there's no problem to joke around, to have fun. But if a gathering is full of useless talk, you shouldn't waste your time sitting there for hours. Make your gatherings beneficial. Have fun, laugh, but at the same time mention something about the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Mention something about the religion, a ruling from the religion. Ya akhi, you don't want to speak about religion, mention something that is happening today around the world. Speak about the oppression that is taking place, for example, in Yemen. Speak about the oppression that is taking place against the Shia in Nigeria. Speak about the political affairs in, let's say, Syria. Speak about the divine victory in Lebanon. Speak about the power of Shia in Iran, the power of Shia in other places. Speak about this. Speak about the affairs of the Shia. Again, al-alimu bi-zamani, as we mentioned 2 nights ago. Know what's happening around you today, and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the power that we have today, and see how we can become more powerful today as Shia of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. If you can't do anything for your brothers in Yemen, if you can't do anything for your brothers in Nigeria and other places, at least pray for them. At least pray for them. And let me just clarify what I said. Don't limit also your affairs to what is going on with the Shia. Anyone who is oppressed around this world, you should try to hold them out. This is from the teachings of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. So if you find someone who is an atheist, who is oppressed, also it's your obligation to help him out. Even if he's an atheist, not only a Shia. كُونَا لِلظَّالِمِ خَصْمًا وَلِلْمَظْلُومِ عَوْنًا. Stand against the oppressor and support the oppressed one. So let our gatherings become beneficial. Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam, he says to his companion Fudayl, Ya Fudayl, أَتَجْلُسُونَ وَتَتَحَدَّثُونَ. Do you sit down and you talk? Fudayl said, yes, we do. Imam al-Sadiq said, إِنَّ تِلْكَ الْمَجَالِسُ أُحِبُّهَا. These gatherings where my companions sit down and talk together, I love these gatherings. أَحْيُوا أَمْرَنَا رَحِمَ اللَّهُ مَنْ أَحْيَا أَمْرَنَا. Keep our remembrance. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on those who remember our cause. This is inshallah one of the gatherings that we come together to remember the cause of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, to remember the tragedy that took place in Karbala. And inshallah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to send His blessings on us ببركة الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Let me just mention a few points, or 2 points and I'll finish with these 2 points. The first point, brothers and sisters, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, with all the movements that he did, or the battles or the armies that he used to send out, he used to make sure to put a youth as a leader. So Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam was from the youth. He used to put him in the position of leadership. Osama, for example, bin Zayd, he used to put him as in the position of leadership. He used to always concentrate on the youth, to give the youth an opportunity for them to work in the community, for them to be leaders. So it's like a leadership course that he used to put them through, except Amir al-Mu'min alayhi salam, it's a different story. And he used to help them out, to encourage them, to support them. And allow me to say this tonight, we also need to encourage our youth. We need to also support our youth in this community. Alhamdulillah, for the past few nights I was giving a short talk for a reason. I had a vision, and this vision is to show that you can rely on people who belong to your community. The two sayyids that we have, كَأَلْفِ شَيْخٍ مِمَّا تَعُدُّونَ. They are better than thousands of sheikhs, mashallah. The sayyid with his voice, the sayyid with his lecture. They can do the job, and they, mashallah, they can give a great lecture and a great majlis. There's no need to get someone from outside and trouble him to travel here. And you can rely on people that you have, and you need to support these people. The organizers who spend a lot of time, they leave their house from 5 or even 4 before that to come to organize all that stuff here. They have to pack everything after. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward them. They leave their work. I know some of the brothers, they took off like 2 weeks from work. I told them, Habibi, you're going to lose your job. Imam al-Hussein is not going to come and get you your job back. Inshallah, you'll be rewarded for it. But they sacrifice a lot of things for the sake of these majalis. I think the best, if you can, to support them financially, then jazakumullah khair al-jaza. If you can support these youth to keep running these programs. Am I good in begging and asking for money? I'm getting better, inshallah, every year. If you can help them out, inshallah. If I can help them out also, I'll do the same. If you can't, just pray for them at least. If you can't do anything, if you can't pay, just pray for them, inshallah. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep this majalis running every year, to see the blessings of the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam and the blessings of Allah. Assalamu alayka sayyidi mawlaya Abu Abdullah al-Husayn wa ala al-arwah allati hallat bifina'ika wa anakhat birahlika alaykum minni salamu Allahi abadan ma baqit wa ma baqiya al-layl wa al-nahar wa la ja'alahu Allah wa akhir al-ahdi minni li ziyaratikum. Assalamu ala al-Husayn wa ala Ali ibn al-Husayn wa ala awlad al-Husayn wa ala ashab al-Husayn. Wassalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Salawat.